Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be ranking all of the LEGO Series 20 minifigures. For this video, I'll be going through each of the figures, which there are 16 of, and I will be giving each one a score out of 5. Now, I would normally also share my want list for the wave as well, but for this, I will let you know right at the start of this video that I want to pick up all of these minifigures because I'm trying to be a completionist with the CMF series, so I'm going to probably try to pick up all of these. Now, that doesn't mean that I love all these minifigures, though. Some of them are going to earn lower scores in this video. And for this video as well, I will let you know the final score at the end of it. And also, let me know your rankings down below in the comment section. I know it's a lot of minifigures, so if you want, you can even just let me know your favorite. But let's get straight into it here with number 16. Alright, here we have the martial arts boy, and for this figure here, I feel like it just has a very simplistic design. I get that because it is a martial arts student and they do have more simple like kimono sort of outfits, and I think that looks okay. I do like the little like square in like, or it's more like a diamond I suppose with like some circles in it. That's kind of unique to add to the design, and the belt looks fine. I'm not a huge fan of that hairpiece. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm just not really like digging it that much on this figure. The nunchucks are an alright addition here, but overall it just feels like a very generic choice for this series. It doesn't feel like anything new that's really changing the formula for CMF. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 1.5 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 15. Okay, so here we have the pirate, and for this figure here, once again, it feels like something that we've already seen before. Of course, LEGO has had an entire theme based on pirates, so this one just feels kind of like a bit of a repeat here. I don't mind the printing on the legs. I would say that's one of the stronger parts here because we have the side printing on the legs as well, which looks pretty nice with the red stripes. And then I'd say the hair and like hat combo there with the sailor's hat and the like female hair there. I think that looks pretty good, but overall just the minifigure in general isn't something that's really jumping out at me or something that I really feel like I necessarily needed in this series. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 2 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 14. Alright, so here we have the 80s musician, and for this character, I think that he has a very unique color scheme going on, that's for sure. The pink legs there, the leather jacket, the sort of like pink lightning bolt in the middle there, and then the piano like keyboard there, like guitar. I think that looks really cool. That is probably the best part of this minifigure, other than the fact that we're getting Luke Skywalker, like the older version hair there. I think that's kind of cool that we are getting that piece, but overall it's just a minifigure that feels like other like punk rock characters that we've kind of gotten previously in the series, or any just like musical based characters. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 2 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 13. Okay, so here we have the athlete, and for this one, I didn't rank her lower. I know some people probably would, but I think that this one looks pretty cool. I like the torso print. I really like getting the gold medal there because I actually don't believe I have that piece yet in my collection, and I think that's pretty unique. I like the leg printing as well. I think it looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like it has two mountains on it, and then beside like a white little streak there, a little stripe, I suppose. And just overall, the minifigure looks pretty good. I feel like it all goes together pretty well, and I do like how we're getting two accessories there. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 2.5 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 12. Alright, so here we have the Viking, and for this one, I really love that hair slash like helmet combo. I think that just looks amazing on this character. I really do like that piece. The shield as well looks pretty cool. I like the color scheme there with the blue and the white. And then I think the cape looks nice as well. Some pretty good arm printing there. I do like how we're getting that dual molding. And the legs look fine as well. I like the overall color scheme of this one. It's just that I think we've seen Vikings previously, so it doesn't feel like anything new. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 3 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 11. Okay, so here we have the Drone Boy, and for this one, I feel like it is pretty inventive considering we're getting that drone piece there. I think that looks really cool, so it's a very nice accessory here, but I feel like in this CMF series, the minifigures should also be a standout as well, not just the accessory, and for this one, I don't know, it just doesn't really feel too great to me. It would have been nice if we got maybe a hair slash hat, like dual molding going on there, but it's just a normal baseball cap there, so nothing really too fantastic there. I do like the coloring on it with the teal, and the face looks fine as well. I do like the hoodie also. That's pretty nice with like the letter T there. That's pretty cool. Also the controller looks nice. So it is a good minifigure. It's just nothing that's like at the top for me. So for this one, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 10. Okay, so here we have the Pinata Boy, and this was the first minifigure, I believe, to leak from the series, and now we can see the official photo here, and I think that he looks really cute. I love the big sombrero hat there. I think it just looks awesome on this little kid here. I just think it kind of almost makes the scale of it just seem like comically large, and then the poncho looks really great as well. That's a very nice fabric piece to be getting there, and the pinata, of course, I feel is the standout here. I really love the design of it. I think that it looks great. I like the molding that they've done, and I also just like the printing on it. I think that looks really cool. So a really nice combo here. It is nice when you get a cool minifigure and a cool accessory as well. So for this one, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 9. Okay, so here we have a knight, and it is very cool to be getting a medieval theme minifigure here. Now, I know for this one, it is just my personal opinion here. Now, everything in this video is, of course, my personal opinion, but I feel like for this one, it may be lower on some people's lists, but for me, I think this minifigure is fantastic. I really love medieval theme Lego sets, and it might be because I see so many of them from the past, but I haven't been able to get really any of them. The closest thing is like Nexo Knights, and that's kind of a combination between that sort of medieval theme and technology based themes. So I don't know, this one is just a really nice throwback here. I really love the helmet design. I think the shield looks great as well with the sort of like crow on it or bird of some sort, and the leg printing here looks really fantastic. I like the color scheme a lot with this one, with the red, or not the red, what am I saying? I was looking at his hat there with the sort of, I don't even know what you would call that, like the feather coming out of it, I suppose, but the orange and the black on the torso and legs just looks really well done, and overall I think it's a pretty well done minifigure. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 3.5 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 8. Alright, so here we have the Super Warrior, and this character looks pretty cool as well. It definitely looks like a sort of like rift off of a Power Ranger design here. I know that's what people were calling it initially. And I should mention as well, I'm getting all of my names from Brickset here. That's where I found the photos. I'll make sure to link them down below as well in the video description. But for this minifigure here, I think it has a pretty cool torso and leg printing there. I think that looks nice. I like the whole color scheme of this one. I'd say my least favorite part is the accessory because I don't mind the blade here, but it kind of feels like it could have used a hilt of some sort because to me it just looks kind of odd with it holding it right at the bottom there. So I don't know, a little bit of an odd choice there for accessory, but I think it still looks okay. It adds a nice pop of color there, but I think that helmet mold there is definitely the standout. I think it looks really cool and unique, and that's what I kind of look for in a CMF series, is unique pieces. So for this one, it is going to earn a 4 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 7. Okay, so here we have the Sea Rescuer, and I would say the best part of this minifigure is that turtle piece. I think that piece just looks so darn cute. I really love it. I am not super familiar and well versed with what pieces are new molds and which ones aren't, but I don't know, just personally, I haven't really seen this turtle piece being used too often, so I am very excited to be able to get it in a minifigure CMF pack, and I think the minifigure looks great as well. I have seen some separate photos of it using the kind of piece that was propping up and putting the minifigures from the DC series in like action poses. So I like how they're using that piece so that the character can actually stand on the minifigure base. Because when you're using those flippers, it doesn't allow it to stand on the base. But I assume with that new translucent piece, you're able to make them stand up. So I do like that addition. And then they're holding a little plant there. And I love the torso printing as well. And the arms look really great. Also, I like that dual molding going on. The helmet as well looks pretty cool. Just overall a great design on this one. So I'm going to be giving it a 4 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 6. Alright, so here we have the breakdancer minifigure here, and that hat/hair combo just looks fantastic. That is what really sold me on this minifigure here. I think it just looks amazing. It kind of reminds me of the sort of dual molding pieces from Lego Hidden Side for those characters, so I like how we're getting more of that in the CMF series in a cheaper sort of version here, or at least the cheaper way to purchase them, and I think this looks like a really cool new piece here. I really love the color as well, the sort of like red going on there, the darker red though, so I do like that. I love the teal boombox as well with the gold sort of highlights around it. The leg printing looks good as well from what I can see, so just a really great minifigure here. So for this one, it's going to earn a 4 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 5. Alright, so here we have the green brick costume mascot, and I like this piece a lot that they're using here. I really love when they used it in LEGO Minifigures Series 18, and I think it just looks even better here in this green color. I think that looks very nice to add more of a variety here, and I like the hair piece as well that they chose for this guy. I'm not super familiar with this piece, so I don't know if it's a new hair piece or if it's just a less common version, and I do like the tile as well, of course, commemorating that 10th anniversary here for the LEGO CMF series, so a very nice piece to be getting as an accessory here, and I would kind of consider this character to kind of be the mascot for this box here, or this series just in total. So for this one, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 4. Okay, so here we have the llama costume, and I think this character looks really cool. I love that llama head mold there. I think that just looks fantastic. The cute expression there just really sells it to me. I think it's just a really cool sort of outfit to give a character, and I'm a big fan of the costume characters. I know a lot of people aren't really huge fans of them, but I actually really love the designs of these ones. I think that carrot piece looks really cool as well. Kind of a nice accessory to be getting. We're getting some toe printing as well on the legs, which is cool, and the torso print looks nice as well. So just overall a cool design here. I like the minifigure face as well. It looks really cool with the lipstick there. So a fantastic figure here. So for this one, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 3. Alright, so here we have the Peapod costume minifigure, and I think this one is really cool as well. I love that Peapod piece. I think that looks really cool. That was a bit of a tongue twister there. I don't know if you heard that, but I like the torso as well. I really love the green color scheme going on here. I think it looks very nice with the different sort of tones going on, and I love the minifigure face as well. I think it would be kind of a cool face for maybe a version of Poison Ivy, maybe like a more classic minifigure version of the character with the yellow minifigure skin. So I think that's a really cool addition there. I like that why am I saying purple? That green lipstick on the minifigure. I think that looks nice. The green eyebrows, eyelashes, that looks cool. I like how they're holding an apple as well, so they're not being like a cannibal, like holding peas or something. So overall, a really great minifigure here, and this one is going to earn a 5 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 2. Okay, so here we have the Pajama Girl, and for this one, I think that she has such a fantastic hairpiece. I've seen this piece used for Joyce from the Stranger Things set, and that was, of course, in a brown color, but now we're getting it in this blonde color, and I think that that would be really cool for a custom version of maybe like Supergirl from the CW series. I think that could be kind of cool, and I just really love that piece there. It's one of my favorite hair pieces, so really cool that we're able to get that in a CMF bag here. And then also the accessory looks so cute. I really love that bunny piece there. I think it just looks fantastic. A really cute face there. It kind of reminds me of the llama design, sort of the same color scheme as well. And then the torso just looks fantastic. I love the arm printing there. I really love all of the bunny pattern going on that pink there. Just a fantastic figure, and this one is going to earn a 5 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 1. Alright, so here at number 1 we have the Space Fan, and this character just looks fantastic. I love the hair hat combo there. I think that looks really amazing. It's using a very unique sort of color there with the almost like reddish pink, and then it of course has the text on it that says space using a star as the A, and then the torso on this one looks really great. I love that print there of, it almost looks like the spaceship from the Lego Movie 2 Junior set with Benny. I think that looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of that, or just a classic Lego space set. And then the leg printing as well. I really love how they added some printing on the legs. They definitely could have just made it like a standard blue, but instead they actually added the extra prints of the planet and then a star and heart. I think that looks kind of cool. The heart's maybe a little bit out of place, doesn't relate as much to space, but I still think that it's an alright like sort of print there. And then the mini rocket ship looks cool there with that NASA print. I think that's nice to be able to get. And then the tile as well has a ton of detail with it, kind of measuring and giving like the stats on this little like rocket that this character has built. So just a really unique design here. This is what I like to see in a CMF series, is a figure that looks really good on its own and has some really nice accessories to go with it as well. So just overall a really great minifigure here, and this one of course is going to earn a 5 out of 5. And now let's move on to my final score for this series. Okay, so in conclusion for this series, out of a score of 80, it managed to score 58, and that converts over to 72.5%, and I think that that is a really good score here, considering there are some weaker minifigures in this series, but I think overall kind of balances itself out. I know that some people were kind of initially disappointed with this series, but I have a feeling that it's going to start to grow on people, and I get it, people had really high expectations because it's series 20 and it's this big anniversary here, so people were hoping for a Mrs. Gold minifigure, which I'm on the side of I'm kind of happy they didn't include that, because I feel like it kind of made the Lego community go a little bit crazy, so I'm okay with them not including that. But I think overall just this set of minifigures in this series is pretty good on its own. So I'm really excited to go out hunting for these figures. I'm not sure if I'll make any future videos on the series with them. You'll probably see them in a haul video of some sort once they actually release, but for now, that'll probably be everything I cover for it. But now I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know your rankings, or just let me know your favorites or your least favorites. Just comment all of that down below, and thank you so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe for future content and to look back at some of my older content. I do a lot of ranking videos, so if you like this one, you'll probably enjoy some of the other videos. But otherwise, I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.